Welcome back to Something Awesome. I'm zettovyker. We are continuing our Let's Play of Katawa Shoujo Act 2 Hanako's Castling. There you go. That's right. I read this line last episode, I believe, so we're going to continue on from there. His speech is hushed, but overall he doesn't seem to be acting too differently from how he usually does. Being a teacher, maybe it's to be expected. As we go on to the hallway, I notice him taking a quick glance left and right to check if there are any students milling around. The hallway is nearly silent, but I can't think of anything except waiting for Muto to speak. Nakai, what do you think the purpose of the school is? To cater to the needs of disabled students? Muto scratches his head as he shakes it. No, if we wanted to do that, we would build the whole school from scratch. One floor, talking whiteboards, that kind of thing. Look around, Nakai. The school is about giving you a future that you will have been denied in regular education. What? Think of it this way. If we wanted you to graduate and go straight to a hospital, do you think we'd put in this much effort? The bluntness of Muto's statement temporarily stuns me, causing me to forget about the immediate situation. No? That's right. We want you to all to leave here as useful members of society. I'm not quite sure I'm following you. I have high hopes for you, Nakai. You're possibly the first student I have that gets my lectures. That isn't something that a teacher should be admitting so freely. You could easily take your studies of science into university. Have you ever considered that? I can't say I have. Well, what have you considered? For your future, that is. I can't say I put much thought into my future. For a moment, I'm just distinctly reminded of Lily questioning me about the same subject. Flashback! It's only been a little over 5 months since I was been gasping for air on the ground. It's too much to be thinking about the future, and besides, Hanako problem seems much bigger to me right now. Muto gives a disapproving sigh before continuing. Think of this place as an opportunity. Here you have boundless facilities, good teachers, plus the added bonus of the nurse and the staff. You should be doing nothing but thinking of the future. Right. As I raise my head to meet his gaze, a thought occurs to me. It's almost like Muto totally sidestepped this issue at hand. Excuse me, but why do none of the staff seem to care when Hanako skips class? I've seen you watch her walk out of the class more than once. Shouldn't you at least say something? Well, Nakai, it's not really that simple. Every student here has special needs. If it weren't for that, then we wouldn't have a school here. For example, I wouldn't keep you in class if you were having trouble breathing, would I? But that's not... Muto cuts me off before I can even think about finishing my sentence. Ikizawa's case is very much like that, but instead of CPR or a pacemaker, what she needs is time and space. And entropy. And love. The faculty was made aware that from the day she arrived here, thus, whenever she feels the need to leave classes, we let her do so. And even though she isn't a star pupil, she seems to pass all of her exams, so it hasn't affected her ability to study. Isn't that enough? I open my mouth to protest, but I can't find a fault in his argument. While her condition does at first seem to be wholly physiological, its worst effects have been on her psyche. Seems to put me off, though. Isn't he just passing on the responsibility for her problem? Surely, she can't go on like this for her entire life. I understand why you might not be used to this kind of thing yet. It's been a big change for you. That said, less than a year until graduation now. Maybe you won't have to get used to this school if you keep your head down. I'm sure you'll do well enough in your exams. I numbly nod, more to simply acknowledge than listen to out of agreement. I felt like I was getting used to the school, but it feels like I've just been thrown back in my face. But what about Hanako? I believe, well, I hope, that she will perform well enough to do what she wants to do. What that is, I don't know. Not all students leave the school with an idea of what they want to do, unfortunately. He takes care to emphasize the last word, as if it wasn't clear enough already, and gives me a moment to mull his words over. Today's been a troublesome day for you, and I doubt you'd be able to concentrate much anyway after all that's happened, so I'll allow you to take the rest of the day off. Your marks have been good in this class so far, which makes me think you won't have trouble catching up on what we've been doing. So Katawa. He gives me a smile. It gives me a small smile, along with his praise, as if to make up for the seriousness of his lecturing before now. Go collect your things. I'll see you tomorrow. Wait, arigato. Muto roundabout speech has left my thoughts scattered. I'm still not any closer to working out what I can do to help Hanako. If anything, my mind is still all the more confused after what Muto said. I'm also still bothered by the fact that Hanako was helped at least by much Sujun, her empty by proxy, as by myself. But I don't know whether that just male bravado or genuine concern. While I collect Hanako's and my things in the class, I continue to try and sort out my feelings. I want to say that I understand her, and that I'm there for her. But while I might have been able to say that just yesterday, I can't say it now. I wish I could. I lay in my bed, trying to collect my thoughts. After Hanako's panic attack, I found myself fundamentally reassessing the relationship we share, and what I know about her. I had a hard enough time dealing with her 4 months in the hospital. Dealing with 4 months in the hospital. One look at her scars tell me that she was in for a lot longer than I was. Be that as it may, I know next to nothing about her past. She has told me about the house fire, but only in the most basic way. And what of her family? I still want to ask Lily about them. There hasn't been a good opportunity to bring it up. I don't know where she grew up, or what her old school was like, nor of her past friends, her wishes, her ambitions. Not even of her taste in music, food, movies. All the little things I do about all my old friends. Just what have I been doing for this time I've been with her and Lily? In the distance, I hear the bells signaling the end of classes. With any luck, Lily will soon realize that neither Hanako or I are around and return to their dormitories. My mobile phone starts ringing, cutting my thinking short. It's quite sad me, as I've really been called since coming to Yamaku. Hello, Hisao Nakai speaking. Oh, Hisao, I'm glad I found you. You weren't at any of our usual places, so I thought this would be the fastest way to contact you. I probably should have guessed it was Lily, as she's one of the few people I've given my number to. Even through the phone, her voice sounds slightly on edge. Hanako and I left class early. She had some kind of panic attack. The line goes silent. If it weren't for the background static, I would have thought Lily had hung up on me. I understand. Could you come by my room? I'd like to talk with you. Sure, I'd appreciate the chance to have a bit of a talk, actually. Good. I also have some bad news. I think we should discuss this in person. It's hard to grasp the seriousness of the situation from Lily's tone. She sounds so calm most of the time, but that could be a good or bad thing, depending on how you look at it. Okay, I'll be right there. Ikaze. I collect Hanako's school things from my desk and head straight for Lily's room. I wrap my knuckles on the door, and she soon calls me in. Lily sits at the table inside of her room, looking a little worse for wear. I guess that's because of the bad news. Following her gesture of invitation, I sit across from her and lay Hanako's things on the table. Well, there's no point in either of us waiting. Would you mind going for Sisao? What happened today? My memory of the incident is already beginning to fade, but I explain it as best I can to Lily. Inviting Hanako to work with the group, Shizune Misha's questioning, and our foray out of town getting discovered, and the subsequent panic attack. I add Shizune's reaction almost as an afterthought, but Lily seems to take some kind of comfort in hearing about it. I guess rivals don't become rivals for no reason. There must be some history there, but now isn't the time to explore it. I see. And she said she had said her therapist sessions were healthy, but I had my thoughts. It's quite a shame. Her birthday has caused problems before, but I hoped they would have improved with you around, and more intensive therapy. Where is Hanako now? Last time I saw her, she was in the infirmary. I guess she's gone back to her room by now. She wasn't in the library or the tea room when I checked, so I can only assume that too. You also said you had some bad news. None, what's the matter? Do they concern Hanako? Lily shifts her position, the way of saying she's searching for the right words. My aunt has fallen gravely ill, and I'm afraid I'm going to be heading back to Scotland to visit her and spend some time with my family. What? Is she alright? When do you leave? I'm not altogether sure exactly how she's faring at the moment, But though last I heard she was stable. I'll be leaving Saturday. It's the earliest flight I could get. Stable. That's code for needs to stay in the hospital. I've been stable long enough to know that, and to know that it doesn't necessarily mean someone is in a good condition, but merely treading water. On the upside, stable is much better than critical condition. At least she's not at the brink of death. Stable. That's a relief. Yes, but this means I won't be here for Hanukkah's birthday. I wanted to tell you now so I can think of something before we told Hanukkah, but after today's events, I'm not sure if there's going to be an issue if we simply cancel the party. I don't think that is such a good idea. Hanukkah already knows that we're planning a party now. To go back on that seems like the wrong thing to do. Also, we should do something for your going away, right? You make it sound as if I won't be coming back. If all goes well, I should only be away for a week, possibly two. That's one relief, at least. With that in mind, what do you suggest then? Given the circumstances, I don't think karaoke is really appropriate. You're not going to be away for the greatest reasons, so having too much fun would feel wrong. What did you do for her birthday last year? Last year, I literally couldn't get her out of her room. She locked the door. All I could do was leave food outside for her, making sure she was at least eating well. This is perhaps the most impressive I've ever seen and heard Lily act. I feel sorry for her, given how defeated she must feel being unable to help her closest friend. Perhaps it would be better to throw the party before you leave, then. That sounds like it would be the easiest option. I think we should at least tell Hanako both your trip and her party. I have her things from class as well. That's a good point. Should we go visit her now? I think that would be a good idea. Part of me is dying to see Hanako. The last time I saw her, she looked like death walking, and these last few hours have torn me apart just thinking about it. We quietly get up and file at Lily's room. Hanako's room is next door in the same hallway. Knocking lightly and get less of a response, but the door proves to be unlocked. Lily pauses for a moment as the handle unexpectedly moves under her hand before opening the door. Hanako's room is staringly bare and monotone. There are no decorations on the plain white walls, a plain dark blue blanket, and only a few books, papers, and purely utilitarian items on the shelves. Utilitarian. Even her bedsheets are monochrome. The entire room feels as subdued as Hanako's character. Hanako herself is laying curled up on her bed. She may not be crying now, but her eyes are red and closed tightly to stop herself, and the tracks left by tears still sit on her reddened cheeks. I quietly walk in and set her bag down on her desk, afraid of starting her too much. Hello, Hanako. Hisa told me what happened today. Daijoubu desu ka? Hanako's eyes open, though only a little. I'm okay. She tilts her eyes slightly to look at me, noticing my grimacing before I can hide it. So sorry for making you worry. So kawaii. Cannot contain. Really, I'm fine now. She really doesn't look nor sound okay, though at least she seems more calm than she was before. She still looks as though the slightest breath could emotionally break her. I said it before, right? You don't need to be sorry for this. Hisa's right. I shouldn't have been hiding something like a birthday celebration from you. I see Hanako shiver at the word. Lily picks up the silence that follows and crouches down to Hanako's level. I'm the one who should be sorry, Hanako. Hanako's eyes open to peer at Lily. She looks at Lily for some time, taking in her face with those dark, analytical eyes of hers. Whoa! Lily must have made the right impression on her, as Hanako recovers enough to prop herself on the bed and shifts sitting on his side. Hanako worries about many things, but troubling others is foremost among them. Hearing Hanako shuffling, Lily moves forward and feels out the side of the bed, eventually taking a seat beside her and holding Hanako's left hand in both of hers. The feeling of me being out of place where the two are together has lessened in the time that we've known each other, but it's still occasionally very much there. This is one of those times, I think. Lily, if you want me to go... I don't want that. Lily and I are both surprised at Hanako mustering her courage. I half mumbled, okay, Still, I can give her a reply. But I take her desk chair to sit in. Hanako, I'm afraid I have bad news. So Lily's going to break the news now. But Hanako affirmed our relationship so clearly. Perhaps Lily thought that the timing was good, or at least as good as it will ever be. My aunt has fallen ill, so I need to return to my family for a time. Concern replaces Hanako's remorseful expression. Your family, you mean in Scotland, right? That's right. Akira and I will be leaving Saturday. So you're going away? I won't be gone for long. Probably a week or two. I will be back before you know it, and Hisa will be here, right? That's right. I'm not going anywhere. Hanako seems to take my minor comfort in this, but she does manage to summon some resolve from somewhere inside her. Is your aunt going to be alright? I'm not sure. Silence falls. It's depressing that the things to truly bring Hanako out of her rut is another's misfortune. I decided to bring up another matter that brought us here, to distract at least part of the dismal feeling permeating the room. Anyway, we were thinking about a good idea of having a going away for Lily, and it could double as, yeah. I cut myself before mentioning her birthday, as it seems to be a trigger for such fierce emotions within her. Lily gives Hanako's hand a gentle squeeze. Is it alright by you, Hanako? It won't be anything lavish or overdone, just something small in my room. So, just in the school? Just us? That's right, just the three of us. If you like, I could ask Akira to come as well. Okay. You're only going for a week? 1 week or two, yes. I promise you it won't be any longer. Oh, okay. Most people would be upset at hearing about a friend's family member falling ill and happy at having a party. But with Hanako, it seems both events are on the same level. Alright then. You look like you need a rest, Hanako. So it might be best if we all go back to our rooms for now. You know that if you ever want anything, you can always talk to me or Hisa, right? Lily's voice is pensive, an unusual edge for someone as confident in herself as she. I understand. Thank you, Lily. Hisa. Well then, good night, Hanako. Night. I let out a long breath as the door closes behind us. It feels like I've been deep underwater, and now only been able to come up for air. Lily doesn't seem to be doing well either. She looks pale and drawn. Are you alright? I'm just a little tired. It's been hectic recently. Have you slept at all? A little tired sounds like an understatement, given how you look. I think I managed to get a couple hours of sleep before class. I'll be okay. I feel bad about pressing Lily right now. I think both of us are pretty tired from everything that's happened as well. I think you should get some rest. It's been a big day, and staying up isn't good for your complexion. Tiki. Thank you for your concern, Hisa. Good night then. Okay. Night, Lily. I leave Lily in the hallway as she opens the door to her room. I begin to make my way to my own. As I walk down the hallway, I can't get the image of Hanako out of my mind, huddled and pitiable, lying helpless in the tears of her cheeks. I began to think that she was just a normal, if extremely shy person, but her problems went much deeper. Trying to take our relationship further than what we share now, when she's so fragile and vulnerable, wouldn't be right. I don't need to be more than her friend in order to protect her, to try and stop anything like this from ever happening again. The possibility of my feelings for her going beyond that doesn't matter anymore. Hanako is precious to me, and that's why I can't take advantage of her. But even so, there's still that sting I feel when I think of that way. For now, I need to sleep. Tomorrow, hopefully, will be a better day. I hope you liked this video, folks. If you did, give it a thumbs up, leave your comments below, subscribe if you want to see the rest of the story. Until next time, good night.